So did Apple's biggest event of the year live up to all the expectations? 3 new phones, 3, and a new Apple Watch were announced, including the biggest iPhone ever. Take a listen.
And the Max is an incredible experience. Watching videos on it is cinematic. Looking at your photos bigger than ever is incredible. Surfing the web, looking at flyovers and map. Even when you're using some of the built-in apps, the team is taking advantage of the wider display when it's in horizontal mode to give you a split view like here in Contacts.
Gee, that's a big phone,
Yeah,
isn't
we
it?
told you it was big news. Our tech expert Trevor Long is at Apple headquarters in California. Trev, good morning to you. There are 2 new flagship models. Tell us about the iPhone XS and XS Max.
Nice.
The XS and XS Max follow-ups to last year's iPhone X, which was very well received. It was quite unique, though, because it didn't have that home button at the bottom of the phone, which we've known for over a decade. So these are just incremental improvements on those, faster, better camera. But that XS Max is enormous. It's the size of what was the Plus phones, but it's now got a 6.5-inch screen, the biggest screen ever in an iPhone. So that's some serious screen to watch videos and also just generally, consume content. It's a pretty amazing device, which will be priced up to $2,300, but starts around $1,600.
Well, Georgie and I are calling it the XS because it is huge. It's massive, and it's bigger than anything we've seen before. There are cheaper options, though, too, aren't there?
Yeah, this one, a bit of a surprise, really. It's a third version of this new full-screen phone that Apple launched last year, but it's called the XR. Now, it's more affordable. It starts at $1,200, but it comes in 6 colours, and I actually think that's the thing that will sell it to most people, a yellow phone, a blue phone, people actually looking for something different out there. So those colours are going to really entice people into stores when it's available, that one in October.
Is it true they're waterproof, Trev?
Yes, in fact, the waterproof rating's been raised a bit this year, Georgie, so the thing could fall to the bottom of the pool for some time and you could get down and retrieve it, rinse it off and ready to go. So even the XR, the most affordable of the 3, is waterproof, so that's a good thing. And they even tested it in beer, so safe in all environments.
See, that's a real blow for me because that's how I've gone to Channel 9 tech guru Arthur Kong a few times and said, oh, man, I just dropped my phone in the beer and I've got a new one, so I'm going to have to think of another excuse now. What about the Apple Watch? I mean, I've never seen a bigger watch in my life.
Look, it's been slightly, it's 2 millimetres bigger, the largest version. It's a bit thinner, but I've got to tell you, some serious life-saving features built into this thing. It can detect if you've fallen. Now, that sounds easy, but it's actually quite a complex thing to detect. But then if you've fallen and are immobile for 1 minute, it will call emergency services and text people in your emergency contact list. So think about just everyday people, but maybe even the elderly. Plus, guys, it can do an ECG. Now, not just some, random attempt at an ECG to check your heart, but authorised by the FDA over here and the National Heart Association over here. So with an Apple Watch, you'll be able to do an ECG, and for people with heart problems, that's a big deal.
Yeah, what about if you've just taken a kip somewhere?
Or to fallen asleep.
Yeah.
It's okay. It knows your resting rates. It knows your elevated rates. It's a very smart watch, but for people with heart problems, it might actually tell you when you've got those problems and send you off to a medical professional.
Yeah, smarter than us, that's for sure. Hey, Trev, how do they stack up against their rivals, do you think?
Look, I think Samsung's obviously the biggest rival here. Samsung went very hard this year with the Note 9. It's a great phone. It's a great camera. Probably now, again, Apple's leaped ahead in terms of the camera. I think that on price and value, you've still got to look at the people like Huawei and Oppo. But I think this is a bit of a blow across from Apple to Samsung because these devices really across the range seem to play into the future of smartphones as opposed to just trying to keep up. So it's probably a touch better than Samsung, but on a value proposition, I think people will be looking at a whole different range of products like Huawei and Oppo, even over Samsung now.
OK, give us the bottom line. When will they get here and how much?
The XS and the XS Max will be available in a week from now, so Friday the 21st, and the XR will be available at the end of October. The watch also in 2 weeks from now. So pricing about $599 starting price on the watch and $12.29 for the phones and upwards.
What's it like being there at Apple headquarters? It looks really cool.
Mate, it is unbelievable. Every part of this place is manicured. It's like no expense spared. That behind me, the Steve Jobs Theatre, 20-foot glass panels curved all the way around. There's no support beams for the roof, guys. It's a carbon fibre and metallic roof that just sits there. The Steve Jobs Theatre, where this event is underground here. And that's not even Apple Park, which is a huge building, 260,000 square metres. It's unbelievable. It really is an amazing place.
Yeah, we have all contributed to a bit of that glass.
Yeah.
Don't you worry about that.
That's my bit.
Thank you, Trevor. Enjoy.
Gee, it's buzzing, isn't it?
He's in heaven, isn't he?
Oh, just loving it.
Tech heaven.
Yeah, loving it.